I am at the Home Orchard Society orchard at Clackamas Community College. I'm at Tanya, and so this is just a kind of a cool time to be in an orchard.
It is, it is.
And so, you know, the trees are looking great, they've done their job, but is there some chores we should be doing for trees this time of year, fruit trees?
Sure. So orchard sanitation is one of the best things that we can do for the health of our trees.
And what does that encompass? What do you mean by that?
So sanitation, when we're talking about integrated pest management or attacking pest and disease from a number of fronts, sanitation is one of the top things that we're looking at. And so the fallen leaves that are underneath the trees that we so love raking up every fall, those harbor a lot of disease organisms that can infect our healthy trees if they are allowed to stay on the ground.
And what about the old fruit? If there's still fruit on the ground, we should be taking that up.
Exactly. The fruit also harbors disease and pests.
And then what about trimming and pruning? Should we be starting that this early in the kind of the beginning of the dormant season now?
No, you want to wait until the trees are fully dormant, and typically they tell us to wait until the danger of frost has passed. We don't get a whole lot of frosts here in the Pacific Northwest, but usually a good rule of thumb is January is the time to start our winter pruning.
And so we want to kind of look for certain things like broken branches, crossing branches, open up the crown, those kinds of things.
Yeah. Now is a really good time to sort of assess your trees and the needs that it has as far as pruning is concerned. So I always tell people that observation in an orchard is the most important thing that we can do for our trees. And so are your trees, was the fruit really heavy this year? Did your branches sweep the ground? Is it in your mow path? Those are the things you should start sort of assessing in the fall and saying, hey, maybe this winter I want to get rid of that branch, or I want to shorten that branch a little bit so that we lessen the stress on those crotch angles.
And it's a great time to make those notes because we'll forget by January.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, for sure.
And so those are trees, ideas about trees. And so what about the other fruit that are in our gardens?
So it's the same sort of ideal. You want to make sure that all of the, we call them fruit mummies, all of those fruit mummies are taken off. And as far as the leaves and the fruit is concerned, you want to make sure that you get them out of your orchard, out of your backyard, as far away as possible. If that's not a possibility for you, consider adding a whole lot of nitrogen to your compost pile.
Sure.
And that's another thing that we can do underneath our trees after we've raked all the leaves out, is to just do a spray of urea or a fish emulsion, which is a high nitrogen fertilizer, and it helps speed up the decomposition process and break down all those bad microorganisms.
Okay. And so what about berries? What should we be doing our berries right now?
So berries, this is the time to be cutting away all of the old spent growth. So depending on what sort of raspberries you either have primo cane or you have those kinds that fruit on the new growth and the old growth. The ones that are only on the primo canes or that current season's growth, those need to be mowed all the way to the ground. The others, you need to take away the spent canes and leave that what grew this year, because it will be fruitful for next year.
Right, always have to be looking ahead.
Exactly. And blackberries, they fruit on 2- and 3-year-old canes. So anything that's spent, you want to remove those, and then you want to attach them to your trellis and very carefully with thick gloves.
And I know that you want to turn this into a community kind of orchard, so what's going on with that? How can we help?
We do. So currently this is a demonstration orchard for the Home Orchard Society. This is a place where we teach classes and we bring community members out to take part in fruit tasting and all sorts of other stuff. But we want to invite more of the local community out, and we want to give fruit in exchange.
Really? So you can trade your labor for some fruit. So
and education.
That is a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
So if you have any other questions about this new program going on out here, please go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website and you can find out all about it, how to be helpful and learn so much in this wonderful orchard. Thanks so much.
Thanks for coming out.